Ah, okay, welcome. I hope you're doing fantastic. All right, let me fix this. You can see. That's all right. Oh, geez. Okay. I think. All right. Think we got this. Okay. So we're going to do a little stress reduction first, right? And then we're going to talk about our goals. I hope you're doing amazing. I hope you had an amazing Monday. Yeah. I'm going to show you something you can do to really relax and calm yourself down in less than 5 minutes. It'll probably actually only take 2. So breathing and movement together are incredible. Are you ready? And at any time, let me know if you are watching. Let me know your name. Okay, someone wants dopamine. Well, this might provide a little dopamine. Here we go. We're going to start with our palms in front of our hearts. We're going to release the arms, palms open, inhale in, arms come up, looking up at the sky, exhaling, releasing the palms to the heart. And when we release the palms to the heart, we bend our knees and come down. Inhaling in, arms come up, straightening the legs, looking up, exhaling, releasing the palms to the heart. And then moving with your breath, inhaling up, exhaling down, inhaling up. Hello, Andre, how are you? Nice to see you. Hi, Isabel. How are you? Inhaling in, arms come up, palms meet overhead. Exhaling, releasing the palms to the heart. Very nice. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Keeping the palms at the heart. We say our nice affirmation, I am grateful. I am grateful. 3 more times. I am grateful. I am grateful. Bringing our palms facing forward. 1 straight line between the shoulders and the elbows. On the inhale from the waist up, we turn to the left. On the exhale from the waist up, we turn to the right. Moving with our breath. Inhaling to the left, exhaling to the right. Inhaling to the left, exhaling to the right. It's a nice short breath sounding like this. Remembering that a flexible spine is a flexible mind. Yes, very important to work out our spine. All right, coming to center, inhaling in, arms come up, palms meet overhead, exhaling, releasing the palms to the heart. All right. I have a crazy important question for you. Are you ready? I didn't plan this out very well, but it's... Hi, Daniela. How are you? Nice to see you. Okay. So, there we go. Okay, hands to the heart. I have a very important question for you. Are you ready? What is the one thing you could be doing right now that would most benefit your well-being? What is the one thing you could be doing right now that would most benefit your well-being? I close my eyes because it helps me to focus inward. And I would love to hear from you. What is the one thing you could be doing right now that would most benefit your well-being? And whatever it is, prioritize it. Okay, let me see. There we go. Okay, so I want to hear from you. How are you doing? It's Monday. Mondays are, I know this sounds weird, but Monday is one of my very favorite days. All right, Andre, what are you going to do about that? Are you going to go to bed early? Sleep is very, very important. You know, sleep is when your cells regenerate. It's when you release all the toxins from your body, when you digest, when your mind rests. It's a complete reset. It is so important. And it's really important that you find the perfect amount of sleep for yourself. And you know how you know? There is a surefire way for you to know exactly how much sleep you need. Are you ready? Okay, here goes. I'm going to invite you to place your hand on your heart, close your eyes, and ask yourself, how much sleep do I need? How much sleep do I need in order to operate optimally? How much sleep do I need in order to operate optimally? And there you go. Because I bet you thought I was going to tell you some magic researched answer, right? That some magic genius came up with. And really, you're the genius. You are the genius. Isn't that nuts? And you know what is best for you. So you need to ask yourself, what do you need? Okay, so Andre needs sleep. Anybody else? What are you needing this week in order to live your best life? And what are you working on? So I want to support you. I would love to know, what are you working on in regards to your goals? What are you working on? What's your intention for this week? What is it you want to accomplish? Do you do that? Do you ever set your goals for the week? Hello, Chad. Nice to see you. How are you? What are you working on this week? I know for me, for a long time, I honestly just let life happen to me. You know, I would just go with whatever, and I would mostly respond to the fires in my life and my responsibilities. And these last couple of years, I've been very intentional about writing down, what do I want to accomplish? Where do I want my time to go? What matters to me? Because I'm the captain, right? So Chad says, I'm trying to get a girlfriend and a better job. All right. So Chad, what are you doing to get a better girlfriend? And what are you doing to get a better job? I'm wanting to understand, Chad, do you already have a girlfriend and you want a better girlfriend, or you don't have a girlfriend but you want a better girlfriend from last time? If you still have a girlfriend, I'm going to suggest that you may need to end things with your girlfriend in order to clear the space for a new person to come in. And something that I wish I understood back in the day when I was dating was that I really needed to become the best person possible. And then I would find my Prince Charming. Oh, okay, good. You don't have a girlfriend right now. Well, that's helpful. And loving the GK, are you being better all the way around? Are you saying that to Chad or to me? And I think that's a great question. Are you being better all around? I think that is really important to ask ourselves. That's awesome. So I know when I was in the dating world, there was a book called Become the Person You Are Seeking, something like that. And that was really life-changing for me, to, instead of focusing on finding someone, trying to become the best version of myself. Okay, all right, Chad, You have a comment from Loving the GK. I would love to know your name, Loving the GK, so I don't call you that. They are asking, are you being better all the way around? I love that. And Chad says, I understand what you're saying. I've been working on improving myself the past year. Last month, I celebrated 1 year of sobriety, and now I'm looking to get back into dating. Oh my goodness, Chad, that is incredible. That is incredible. Oh, GK is grandkids, and your name is Terry. Thank you, Terry. Thank you for sharing that. Chad, I want to celebrate you. Sobriety is not, it's not an easy feat, and it's incredible. Yes. And Terry says, way to go. We're really inspired by you. I know my drug of choice is food, and working on my addiction to food and emotional eating was one of the hardest things, and it never goes away. It's funny. Today, I had an emotional roller coaster going up and down, and I had to really be present with myself the whole day because I wanted to just eat so I wouldn't feel. And anyways, I wasn't going to talk about that tonight, but I do think that it is so important to work on coping and resilience. And when someone is able to stay sober for a whole year, that's very inspiring. Terry, Chad says thank you, and he appreciates it. He appreciates your support. All right, Chad, so what are you doing to get a better job? I'm wondering what you are good at. I think that's often one of the best questions ever is, well, there's a lot of questions like, what am I good at doing? What is my mission? What is it I want to share with this world? Those are all wonderful questions. And I admire you for doing this. Terry says, I'm glad you talked about that. We can be weak and have weak moments. Every day, Terry, every day I have weak moments. I'm actually very passionate about addiction, especially socially acceptable forms of addiction, because I find that I actually find that most people I meet have an addiction. It's just that some forms of addiction are more dangerous than others, and some are socially acceptable. So it's really easy to not have to face getting sober because eating food, like if food is your drug of choice, that's socially acceptable, or shopping or gambling, it's easier to get away with those things. Okay, so Chad says, well, I currently work in IT, but don't really love technical work. I really enjoy working with people, but can't narrow down exactly what I would like to do. You know what, Chad? You're on the right track. And I would just keep working on yourself just the way you're doing. Keep asking yourself, what is the one thing I can do today to work towards living my best life? And every day you will work towards it. And it sounds like you're getting closer and closer. So Terry wants to know, Chad, is what do you enjoy doing every day? And if you love what you do, you will enjoy your work. That is very, very true. And Terry also said some are legal and some are not. I'm thinking Terry's talking about addiction. That's very true, Terry. Chad, you're welcome. Thank you for your affirmation. Chad says, thanks, Carla, you rock. Are you a therapist or something? Laugh out loud. Well, I am a my background is in nursing and health coaching, and I have coached thousands of people to work towards meeting their goals and to remember that they are experts of themselves and to reconnect to their own expertise and connect to their dreams and connect to, making a doable plan for living their best life. This is my life's work. But honestly, what really helps me the most is that I'm always working on myself. That's what I learn from the most. Terry wants to know if you can make websites. She thinks, Terry, I hope that you are she. I'm assuming that's a great profession. You know what, too, Chad? I'm finding that sometimes we get really surprised by you work in IT, but you want to be with people, is what I'm hearing you say, that you like working with people. And sometimes you can mix both worlds. If you are good at IT, you may find yourself doing really well in a career teaching other people IT or working with people in some way. Oh, good, Terry, I got it right. I thought you were a she. Terry says she works at a state mental facility, but she's better known as an encourager. That's beautiful, Terry. I love that. Thank you, Chad. Thank you for your compliment. And yes, I love reading comments because it's my way of interacting. I look forward to the day where virtually I can talk into my social media platforms and see other people's faces. But for now, it's the comments, and that is exciting. Terry, have you ever heard of the Ho'oponopono Ono meditation? I'm sure I just butchered it, but I'm wondering if you've heard of that. Because there was this psychiatrist, he was a therapist, and he worked at a mental facility in Hawaii. It was this place where everyone would leave because they couldn't, the working conditions were so terrible and the patients there were so sick. They were not getting better at all. It was nuts. And this, okay, good. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. So this therapist, Hugh Len is his name. He worked there, but he didn't see patients. And 10 years into him working there, they had to shut down the facility, one, because all the patients got better and left, right? And after he started working there, the staff actually started staying. So where this was, staff would not stay, there was a high turnover rate, they started staying, and they could not figure out what in the world happened. And what they found was this therapist got credited for healing the staff and the patients. And when he was asked, what did he do? What did he do? They found out, one, he never saw the patients in person. But what he did, yes, it's incredible. So and there's a whole book. It's called Zero Limits, written by Joe Vitale, where he documents this doctor's journey. Zero Limits by Joe Vitale, which this is such a cool story. I have to tell you now. Okay, I will tell you in just a second. But the way he healed all of these patients, he said, is that he took responsibility. So he believes, now Ho'oponopono Ono meditation is hundreds of years old. And the whole premise behind this meditation is that everything you see, every person you encounter, you own that you took responsibility. There's a part of you that is responsible for that experience, because if you weren't, you wouldn't see it, it wouldn't be in front of you. So what this doctor did was he would say, I'm sorry I'm sorry for whatever part I played in this. Please forgive me. Thank you for this opportunity to heal. And I love you. I love you to his higher power. So I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And this is what he would say. He would hold the patients in the employee files and he would say, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I know this sounds far out there. Yes. So listen to how this came into my life. Okay. Chad, I hope you're still here because there was a time I did not love my job. So I had just become a nurse and I hated it. Hated it. I worked at a hospital. It was horrible. I worked with a lot of negative Nancy's. I worked at night. My prayer the whole time was, please help me keep these patients alive because I had 6 patients that were very sick. I was a new nurse. I didn't know what I was doing here. All right, awesome. So here's the story. I hated my job, hated it, hated my job. And so I kept praying, God, help me. I just spent all this money on school. My family needs the money. I can't quit. I had 2 young children. I was married and I just hated this job. And then a friend of mine said, you need to study this meditation, the Ho'oponopono Ono meditation. And I'm sorry I'm saying it wrong, but oh well. And I thought, yeah, I'll look into it. And then I'm going on and on and on about how I hate my job and I keep praying. And then my cousin tells me, Carla, and she's in Mexico. She tells me, Carla, you need to look up Ho'oponopono Ono meditation. It will help you. Okay. Terry says she went back to school at 46 years and gets her paycheck degree at 53. She wishes she had done it sooner. You know what? You did it now. That's awesome. Doesn't matter. It's fine. It's awesome, Terry. Congratulations. That's awesome. So my cousin tells me, right, look this up. And I'm like, yeah, I'll look into it. A year passes. I don't look into it. I'm still miserable. I'm like, God, help me. God, help me. I take my toddlers to the library. All right? Oh, not a paycheck psychology. That is a Freudian slip. Oh, okay, awesome. You went to school for psychology. I'm glad you did that. Is that your dream job, Terry? Terry's a psychologist. Okay, so listen to this. 2 people tell me 2 years pass. I'm not listening. I hate my job. I'm praying. I take my kids to the library, the public library, and I get them all these books. I have them on the ground looking at their books, and I'm looking for books in the self-help aisle. I'm like pulling some out, looking at them, thinking about it. All of a sudden, this book from the top shelf falls, bam, hits me on the head. It hits me on the head. Guess what book it was? It was a book called Zero Limits by Joe Vitale. And it was about the Ho'oponopono Ono meditation. Man, that day I thought, okay, I look up because that's where I feel like I call it God, that which is greater than me. And I thought, okay, I'm listening. And I read the book. I know. It was called Zero Limits. It's a good book. It changed my life. So I became diligent about taking responsibility. Every patient that was crashing meaning they were not doing well and dying on my shift. Every horrible manager, every negative Nancy I worked with, every single thing I encountered, I said, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I took responsibility for everything. Everything was my fault. Everything I prayed for, everything I prayed for forgiveness and to release whatever part of me contributed to this negative experience. And it was so interesting because I just kept saying it and saying it for a year. Yes, Terry, write it down. I really like that book, and it's an old book. So a year of me saying this, one day I realized that I didn't have these negative Nancys around me. They either were not on my shift anymore, or they were just not the same. They weren't negative anymore. My job got better. My managers got better. And after that year, I ended up leaving the hospital and found, my true calling in nursing, which was health promotion and public health. This is something I'm very passionate about, is helping people to be well, not to stay sick or stop being sick, but how do you prevent all of that? Hi, Mark. How are you? Nice to see you. We're talking, I don't know, this conversation's gone so many routes. And I say this to you, Chad, because you're working on yourself. You're doing the work. You're doing incredible. But if this story spoke to you, I encourage you to read the book Zero Limits. It was really good. Chad, you know what? Okay, real talk. So I did that was 10 years ago when that happened. And honestly, my life got really amazing and I forgot about it because that's what happens. When life gets good, we forget what got us to the life being good. And I've had some really, my life is still wonderful. I love it. But I've had some downfalls this year, especially with my family. I've had some heartbreaks. I don't want to get into the details because I'm in the middle of it. But, I've just been in this life situation that's brought me to my knees, heartbreak, right? And in my prayers where I'm asking, God, help me, what do I do? What do I do? I say God, but whatever you want to call that, which is greater than us. God, help me. What do I do? So listen to how cool this is. You know how emails can get lost? Well, after I'd done my prayers about a month ago, I opened my Gmail, and I've had the same email for years. And I opened this email and I received this email about Ho'oponopono meditation. And it was dated 2004. I don't know why I just got it. Emails just get lost. Oh, thank you, Terry. It'll be okay. And Terry, Terry is saying that be your own best friend and love yourself before you get a girlfriend. I yes, that is the best advice. And she also says that remember every date is a potential mate. I love that, Terry. Terry, are you married? Terry, you have some great advice. If you have a blog or a book, I want to subscribe to. And Terry is laughing. Okay, yes. So I get this meditation. And Chad, to answer your question, I'm sorry I'm very long-winded, but I'm a storyteller. Yes, I started doing the meditation again. I started a few weeks ago, and I'm saying it religiously. I'm saying it all the time. And I'm not saying that my family situation has gotten better, but I definitely feel more at peace. And I'm coming more from a peaceful place rather than from an angry, hurt place. And I really believe that the meditation is making a difference in my community. And Chad, oh my gosh, Chad is not Chad, Terry. Chad is Martin. I'm calling him by his YouTube name. Well, Martin, thank you for telling me your real name. It's an honor to meet you. Terry has been married 37 years. Now, Terry, I want to ask you, what is the secret? Because I want to make it to 37 years. I've been married 16 years. And the way, this is, Chad, when you get married, this is advice for you. The reason I've stayed married 16 years is because every couple I meet, I ask them, what's your secret? And then I tell my husband the secret because we don't have role models. Our parents divorced. So we ask people their secrets. Okay, Martin says, glad to hear that you're feeling better, Carla. I'll say a prayer for you tonight. Hang in there, my friend. Thank you, Martin. Martin, you know what? It's not that I enjoy going through the down times, but guess what? I'm writing my second book right now about coping and resilience. And going through this situation with my family member it actually helped me write 2 chapters of my book because I'm writing this book about coping and resilience because I'm very passionate about addiction, especially socially acceptable forms of addiction. So I don't believe that many of us are taught how to cope and build resilience in our childhood. So I wanted to write a book that helps people. But sometimes it's difficult for me to write when I'm not in the moment. So being in this painful situation helped me to write in the moment. And I'm hoping to release that book later this year. I'm very excited. So any of you watching, if you want to connect, I'm going to put in the chat, I hope you can see this, my website. I have a weekly inspiration letter I send out. I would love to send it to you. And I'm very active on social media. So please follow me on your favorite social media platform. Okay, so Terry says she doesn't think there are any secrets. It's frustrating often, and she really doesn't know. You know what, Terry? Maybe that's your secret. That you own the truth and you are realistic and you don't take it for granted. And I agree with you. Marriage, next to parenting, is one of the hardest things I've ever done. Also one of the most rewarding. Honestly, if I had to name 3 things I'm proud of, 1 was publishing my first book. 2 was my 3 children. And number 3, my marriage. And just sticking it out because I think it's so much easier to leave than to stick around and face your ego and become a better person and fight with someone to make it with them. Okay, Stacy is asking, Carla, did you write your cookbook yet? I remember in nursing school you always had amazing recipes. Stacy, I did not write a cookbook, not yet. My first book that came out was Live Your Best Life, and I do give a few recipes in there, but that was an important book because I really wanted to talk about just a practical guide for living your best life. My second book is about coping and resilience. I don't doubt that eventually a recipe book will come, but it just hasn't happened yet. Hi, how are you? Amir Babab. I would love to know your name. No, I am not single. I am happily married for 16 years. Stacy, I hope you're doing wonderful. It was really awesome to see your healing journey. I want to ask you, so for those of you, I went to nursing school with Stacy, and I've stayed in touch through Facebook, just watching her pictures, and she has gone through this healing journey. She was always beautiful, but I've noticed as the years have passed, she's been eating healthier. She had some weight loss. Her skin's amazing. And if you're still there, Stacy, I would love to hear from you. If you could name 3 things that helped you on your healing journey, what would you say they are? If you could name 3 things that helped you on your healing journey, what would you say they are? I ask you this because whatever you tell me, I'm going to share it with other people. Because this is my absolute passion, is trying to decode what helps people be successful and sharing the secrets with everybody else. I'm going to put in the chat, Live Your Best Life podcast. I have a podcast. I have been recording every day for, I'm at 81 days. 81 days in a row. Isn't that, I've never done anything 81 days. And Live Your Best Life. I just re-released my book through my own publishing company called Inspiration Revolution Press. And my book right now is on Amazon on paperback. But the cool thing is I have it on Kindle for 99 cents. 99 cents. I'm going to do that for 2 weeks. Just because I'm excited about it. Oh, it looks like I was writing $99. It's not $99. It's 99 cents. There you go. Yes, thank you, Terry. But Terry, I'm glad you're open about your relationship. You know, when I first got married, my husband and I are very passionate people, and we would argue, you know, because we were just trying to find a way to communicate. We didn't understand each other's language. We had never lived together, so there was a lot of compromise, and we didn't know how to be fake. So we'd go to these parties and get-togethers, and we couldn't fake it, you know, like if we were mad at each other, we'd be mad at each other, or we would, it's not that we would argue uncomfortably in front of people. We just, if we were mad at each other, we were mad at each other. And I remember coming home and telling my husband, this is why you're still together, Terry, I bet. I would come home and tell my husband, why can't we be like so-and-so? They're so cute together. They call each other darling. They hold each other's hand. They hold each other's face. And I would just go on and on about, why can't we be like them? Why can't we be like those people? Why can't we? I drove my husband crazy. And it was, marriage was never easy for us. It still isn't. I mean, half the time we're just hanging on for dear life. And we're real. We're real as you know what. And then the 7-year marker, like 6, 7 years, 8 years hit. And all of these friends that I wanted to be like started divorcing. Did you find that to be true, Terry? Did you find people were divorcing? And it was so eye-opening. And when I'd asked them, like, what happened? You were such a cute couple. Like, you were so perfect. I wanted to be you. They would tell me things like, we didn't talk. We didn't argue. And I started realizing that it's so good. It's so good that we're real. It's so good that, and Terry, I find myself talking a lot to couples about how marriage is rough. It's rough figuring out how to compromise, how to respect each other, even when you're not agreeing, how to, I don't know. There's just a lot of challenges. But I really believe that the reason I'm still married is, one, I never think I have it in the bag. You know, I always thought other people knew more than I did because they were so sure of their marriage. And I've never been sure. And so I kind of treat our marriage like a delicate little bird, which I think helps. Terry says that they have a couple that they've double dated with and they are still married. And you were 23 years old when you were married. Do you think that helps, having a couple to double date with? I know about 10 years into my marriage, we met another couple and we have found that very helpful. Just this is a couple we trust and if it's just helpful to see they go through rough stuff too, and we just support each other to stay together. All right. Well, today has been awesome. I did not intend to go this long, so I am hoping this was helpful. And I I hope if you needed to hear something that you heard it here. And Terry, I want to thank you for your wise words. Thank you. And Martin is saying, hey, Carla, it was great listening to your stream. Thank you for all of your advice. I look forward to checking out your next stream. Thank you, Martin. I am rooting for you finding the job that you like. I know it's coming, and I am rooting for you finding the person that you're meant to be with. I'm praying for you. And Terry says it's okay to be angry with one another, but talk it through. I love that. That's really good advice. Talk it through. It's okay to be angry, but talk it through. And Terry says, not sure if it helps, but that she can vent with her couple. I think it does help. At least for me, it does. You're welcome, Terry. All right. Thank you so much. I am visualizing all of you healthy, happy, and whole. I am visualizing you thriving. And I picture you owning that you are the expert in your life. You are the expert of yourself. And I see you asking yourself, what is the next thing? What is the one thing you could be doing right now to live your best life? And I see you doing it. You are an incredible, beautiful person, and you matter. You matter to this world. The world desperately needs you to be you. So I am rooting and praying for you, and I am wishing you nothing but the best, nothing but the absolute best. Good night. Yes, get the book. Get the book. All right. Thank you for watching. Have an incredible night. Thank you, thank you, thank you.